Hello YouTube, this is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. Find us online at alamomusic.com, right here on YouTube and all the usual social media places. So like us on Facebook and don't forget to subscribe to these videos so that you get notification of the latest and greatest videos that we put out. So today we're going to be going over some new stuff from Fender. Fender has decided to go in and do some changes to their American line of electric guitars and kind of create a new line, if you will. The American Standard has been their flagship for a number of years, but it is now being phased out and replaced by the new American Professional Series. And this new series comes with a number of changes, some new colors, some new pickups and things that we want to share with you today. So, by the time you see this, it'll be January, but right now I'm shooting this, it's November. So if we look drastically different, or if the world has come to an end, I don't know what to tell you. If Marty McFly's come back in 2017, now you know what's going on. But let's get to the guitar, shall we? This is a Telecaster. It's an American Professional Series Telecaster. And it is available now in Butterscotch Blonde, finally, as well as a host of other cool colors, which we will show on the screen for you through the magic of editing. It's got some new specs and some new pickups to go along with those. And it's a really stinking cool guitar. So before we get into the specs, let me put it to you this way. Just straight guitar player talk to guitar player talk. Sometimes you pick up a guitar and you just kind of jive with it and you're like, yeah, I like the neck, I like the feel, these are great pickups, whatnot. This is kind of how I feel about this guitar right now. They've done a number of changes to bring some of the vintage aesthetic back to the guitar while bringing some cool modern innovations to it as well. So the first thing that you're going to notice is the neck. The neck on these is different. It is still a C profile, but they're calling it a deep C. So it's a C shape, but there's more wood on the back of the neck. It's a bit meatier than the previous one, and it's very, very comfortable. So it doesn't have, it's not as deep as a D cut typically would be, or say like a modified V neck. It feels really comfortable in the hand. So the neck's a bit thicker on this as well as the Stratocaster we're going to be looking at. You now have a bone nut, so it's not synthetic, it's actual bone. The frets have changed from medium jumbo to narrow, tall frets. So they're narrower than medium jumbo, they're taller than medium jumbo. So they're great for bending. You can get a lot of bend on it. They're great for chords all the way up and down the neck. Again, really comfortable. Staggered tuners on here. And then your pickups have changed. These are now called the V Mod, which is vintage modified pickups basically. They were designed with Tim Shaw. So the Shaw Bucker that he came out with for the Strat, he's now turned his attention to these. He's got some humbuckers also coming out on a deluxe model Tele, which we don't have for you today. And these new single coils, both in the Tele and the Strat, have been redesigned. Here's what's going on with them under the hood. It's a blend of Alnico pickups, magnets. They haven't told us what the blend is. It's proprietary. But basically what they're doing is they're mixing some different Alnicos so that you get vintage tone, but a bit more grunt to it, a bit more modern pickup, but you also have that vintage tone to it. So very, very cool. On the Telecaster, the bridge is all new. It's a vintage-inspired bridge with a tiny ashtray, as we've come to know it, on it. So for those of you who might not be aware, back in the day when the Telecaster was first introduced, it had this cupped bridge plate, and then it had what became affectionately known as a ashtray cover on it. So it was basically a model cover that went over the saddles and over the pickup. And a lot of players took it off and tossed it because you couldn't really palm mute with that thing. You'd have to be like palm muting up here. It was kind of weird. And so most of them became ashtrays, hence the name. On this one, they've got this cover, which is nice. It keeps your hand off of the springs, off of the screws, off of the saddles, so it's much more comfortable, but it doesn't get in your way, so it allows you to palm mute, which is real nice. Speaking of saddles, check these out. So what these are basically brass bullet saddles like you'd see on a 52 Tele, but they're a little different. They can be intonated. So you've got that great look and that vintage tone. I don't know about you, I've actually changed out saddles on my Telecasters to the brass bullet saddles because of the tone that you get out of it. And so it's nice to be able to get these properly intonated and still get that same tone. V-mod neck, V-mod bridge, standard 3-way toggle, volume, tone, kind of what we'd come to expect from a Telecaster. Another thing that they've done this year is they have gone back to a solid slab. There is no belly cut on the back of these, and I know that will be welcome change to a lot of people. I actually have had people come in and ask for an American standard Strat without that belly carve, an American Strat of any kind without the belly carve, and you've either had to go to an American vintage line or get something that wasn't an American-built one, like one of the classic series in the Mexico line. So it's great to have the tried and true classic Tele shape back. And if you're going to cry about the belly carve, I understand some of us have bigger guts than others, and that's okay. God makes guitars for everybody, and so if you need that, it's available in the deluxe model. So there's your Telecaster in a nutshell. Now, teamwork makes the dream work, so we've already got some great sounds of this thing in the capable hands of Nick Long. So he's going to put it through its paces so you can hear what it sounds like. And we're going to take a look at the Stratocasters, the changes that have occurred, and kind of compare those V-mod pickups in the new professional series Stratocaster with the custom shop Fat 50 pickups that were in the American Standard. So we'll listen to Nick and then we'll check those out. Okay, so you just saw Nick putting the Telecaster through its paces. This is the new American Professional Series Stratocaster. This particular one is in antique olive. There's a number of new colors as well as some of the original kind of vintage colors that are available. We'll put them up here on the screen right now through the magic of video editing so that you can see some of the colors that are available. This comes in a single version, HSS version with a shawbucker in the bridge as well, and left-handed, or you can just play in front of a mirror. That's a joke. Sorry, Southpaws. Anyway, let's go through some of the changes that this has. Some of them are going to be the same that we saw on the Telecaster. So it's going to be narrow, tall frets. It's a little chunkier neck. It's a deep C profile as compared to the modern C shape. We've got a bone nut staggered tuning machine so that basically they get shorter as you go to the high E. That brings the angle over the nut greater. You've got your same switching as you had before, same volume tone pots. What's really new is these pickups. These are, like we talked about with the Telecaster, these are Tim Shaw designed V-Mod pickups, new for the 2017 American Professional Series Strats. And again, it's a blend of Alnico magnets, we don't know what, but a bit more pop, a bit more output, but still that vintage vibe that you want out of a good Stratocaster. The bridge is also a little bit new. It looks the same, but on a new one in the store, you won't see a little shiny sticker here. That's because it's now a pop and tremolo arm. So previously, you would often see a sticker on these if they were new in the store. That was to cover a spring that was in there to give a little tension on the tremolo bar so it wouldn't swing all over the place. They've now wisely gone to a pop-in arm. So you don't have to worry about losing that spring or anything like that anymore on these new models. Outside of that is still your stainless steel bent saddles. It's still a 2-point synchronized modern tremolo system on here. The body has not changed, so it's still available in either alder or ash with the same shape that we've come to know and love from a Stratocaster. So really what you're getting is a new neck, new frets, new tuning machines, bone nut, pop-in saddle, new pickups, and these both come with a new case. It's the Elite molded case. First seen on the new Elite Stratocaster and Telecaster models. So it's a molded case with a really nice interior, locking TSA latches and so forth. So it'll keep your guitar nice and snug. So we're going to listen to the pickups on this. Nick's going to take them through their paces and turn them out for you and see what you think. Before we do that, I do want to mention kind of over on my right-hand side, your left-hand side, is a bass. I don't play bass, but this is the new bass. And we're going to have some specs up and a demo on that coming to you shortly. So pretty killer new stuff from Fender. Check out Nick's musical stylings and see what you think. So these are the new American Professional Series Telecasters and Stratocasters from Fender, or a sampling of what's new to come in this line for 2017 from Fender. They will just be releasing at NAMM by the time you see this video. So if you have questions or comments, please contact us. We want to help you find the next guitar, piano, drum set, what have you, of your dreams, because we're here to help you discover music in your life. Thanks for watching.